In this segment, I'm going to drill down into some of the details regarding Pershing accounts, both the 5MC brokerage platform as well as the 14B and NB6 advisory platforms. On the board behind me, there's a list of all sorts of different types of forms that you may or may not need in order to open a Pershing account. The form you're always going to need, no matter what, is a brokerage new account form, often referred to as a BNAF, brokerage new account form. Whether you're opening up 5MC or advisory, you're always going to need the BNAF. In addition to that, you're going to need the financial institution's disclosure form, which comes in either a bank disclosure form or a credit union disclosure form. These two forms are the only forms you really have to have in order to open up the 5MC. Now, if a client's opening up an IRA or they're transferring money in, there are some different forms you're going to need. But if a client just simply wants a 5MC account and they're going to write you a check to fund it, you're only going to need these two pieces of paperwork, the BNAF and the disclosure form. The adoption agreement is needed when you're going to open the account up as a Roth IRA, traditional IRA, SEP, simple, etc. It's also how you attach beneficiaries to the Pershing account. So the BNAF opens the account. The adoption agreement is what you need if you want that account to be structured as some sort of IRA. If the client is not going to write you a check, but rather transfer an existing brokerage account into Pershing from another firm, let's say transferring money from Charles Schwab to Pershing, then you're also going to need a transfer of asset form, which is a TOA, transfer of asset. The TCIP form, TCIP, is an acronym for Trustee Certification of Investment Powers. You will use a TCIP form when you're opening an account and registering the account as a trust. This form is used to communicate to Pershing who the trustees are, what the tax ID number is for the trust, how the trust is titled, who the successor trustees are, and tells Pershing if the trustees can act independently or not. The client entitlement form is used to give clients online access to their Pershing account. It's ultimately how the client establishes their username and their password, and it also communicates to Pershing which documents they want to receive paperless, such as statements, prospectuses, annual reports, etc. The ACH form is used to link the Pershing account to a client's checking account. This allows you as the advisor to easily send them money whenever they need it, or to invest money from checking into Pershing. It makes the movement of assets between the brokerage account and the checking account very easy. If the client has an IRA account and they want to link to their checking account for easy withdrawals, then you're also going to need to have the IRA distribution form on file. The IRA distribution form is how you tell Pershing how much to withhold in taxes whenever a withdrawal is made from Pershing. You might only need a couple forms, or you might need most of these forms, depending on what type of account you're opening and how you're going to fund the account. If you're going to open up a brokerage account, you'll need these forms in any combination depending on what you're trying to accomplish. If you're opening up a brokerage advisory account, you may also need any of these forms, but in addition to these forms, when you do an advisory, you're also going to need the GPS. GPS is an acronym for Guided Portfolio Solutions. GPS is the formal agreement between you and your client that they sign and you sign that effectively hires you to be the advisor on the account, and it ultimately outlines what the annual fee will be, paid quarterly, inside that account. Now, just because you have a GPS on place doesn't do you any good without a GPS addendum. The two addendums that you're going to use the most is the Liberty One addendum, which is NB6, and the Total Access addendum, which is 14B. You'll probably remember from a previous segment that 14B was your custom advisory platform, and NB6 was your Liberty One model-based platform. You need to use either of these addendums in conjunction with the GPS, in conjunction with whatever you need over here, in order to establish the type of advisory account that you're trying to establish. This paperwork can be complicated. There's tricks to doing it faster. There's tricks to doing it right. There's a lot of nuances to know and understand when trying to fill out the transfer of asset form, to fill out the BNAV. There's a lot to know about this stuff, but in general, I just want you to know the generalities of how these different forms work, what they're used for, how to create advisory accounts, how to create brokerage accounts. There's no doubt with your time spent in the service department shadowing some of the reps on the service team, you will learn these forms inside and out, how to use them and when to use them. You're going to use these forms with the majority of your clients, and you have to have a very strong comfort level with them. Reach out to your sales manager or members of your service team with any specific questions you have as you're going through this paperwork for different clients.